Hey guys, the other day we were at Decathlon with Can Deniz and they have implemented new self-checkout registers.
Ooh.
Or are they just called self-checkouts?
I don't know.
I,
Obviously, the store is in Turkey, so it's not called anything in English.
yes.
But it's use it yourself cashier points. Like do it yourself checkouts. Do it yourself checkouts is
Well, someone on Wikipedia translated as öz çıkış, but it's worse than the translation of selfie, so I'm never gonna use that. Never gonna take that as a real thing.
I'll admit right away that our translation guy isn't with us during this episode, and we are not able to learn the actual one from him.
Yeah.
Yes, unfortunately. So usually Decathlon has a really long line, but there was no line at the self-checkouts as usual. So we went for them. And first Can Deniz tried to scan the items. And should I say he was unsuccessful?
I mean, you can say that I was successful, but then you would be lying. So I think it's better. Izel is totally right.
I took it from his hands, then I scanned the product and the other product, then I changed the screen to the paying parts, and Can Deniz tried to pay by, what was it called? Contacts?
Yeah. Like the
RFID card.
The thing with the card, but from this, we are so bad at knowing the English versions of words.
Yeah. Because
RFID? No, it's something different.
no, it's contactless, right?
Yeah, contact.
Yeah, contactless payment.
No, but isn't contactless like this keychain thing? Like the round plastic.
It can be that too, like a keychain, like a pass for doors.
Anyhow, you paid without inserting the card inside the post.
Yes, post machine is absolutely right.
And he was also unsuccessful at reading his card. So I took it from his hands, then I did the thing and it worked. And Can Deniz is annoyed at me and Decathlon now.
Let me quickly tell this.
From your point of view.
When you started telling this story, because I was very frustrated at the store to the machine, I thought I would be very frustrated at you for bringing this up, but you have so spectacularly failed telling the story. I don't feel frustrated anymore. Like the way Izel wasn't able to tell the story is the way I failed to use the machine.
Thank you. Why don't you tell it then?
Okay, it happened exactly as Izel said, but I have I will add a small detail. The reason I failed to use the machine was, well, not the credit card, but the first part, the part where you scan. In the machine, there is this thing that cashiers use, like there is this laser gun-like device that throws laser to the barcode and it reads. There is this thing, but I failed to aim it properly to the barcode, and I instead ended up aiming with a different part of the machine. And that's why I failed to read. After Izel took it from my hand and used it to read the barcode, I thought, yeah, surely now I see where I should aim the thing because there's this crosshair thing in the middle of the laser gun. Now I know how to aim the laser gun. Surely I will ace the next product, but I failed there too. I don't know why I failed the second time. Maybe because I'm bad at this. This wasn't even the first time I used one of these. These similar devices exist in grocery stores sometimes, and I use those things very easily.
Yeah, but those things don't usually come with portable
laser guns, right?
Barcode readers. They have a surface you point the barcode to.
Yeah,
correct.
I think that makes more sense in general because, like, with a barcode, you would be able to read it better with a camera instead of a laser gun. Like laser
Yeah.
guns, the old technologic cameras are much more affordable now.
No, actually, they also use the laser gun, but it's stable in the desk. So you need to turn the item into that device. So, but with the handheld device, you can also see the laser gun and the crosshair you mentioned more easy, and you can aim it to the item, I guess. And
I think the reason you would have a laser gun in Decathlon is it's so funny when you call it laser gun. I think the reason you would have a laser gun in Decathlon is because of the irregularity of the items they sell.
No,
Like-
no. Wait.
no.
In Decathlon's checkouts, they have the most items in Decathlon stores have their little RFID things sewn into them. So you just put them in the box on the counter,
Yeah.
and it just reads it. But the things we were buying doesn't have those.
I didn't know about this. I didn't know about this at all.
But also this is the main difference between grocery stores and retail stores. I mean,
Yes.
the apparel stores. All the apparel clothes like stores, they have handheld device. Like just you see, just remember your experience in the regular cashiers. They all have a handheld device, but on the groceries they just like with the item in the band, they just come and they turn the item into the device and it goes on. But I think like I also have an experience in Decathlon. It was not a nice experience as well for me.
Oh no.
Because I put all my clothes, I mean all my items into the basket.
And you should never put all your things in one basket, but please continue.
But I couldn't pay it because they said some of the items were they were on sales, so I can't buy those items in the self checkout box. And no one said that. Also, to buy things, I was using my credit cards, and I wanted to divide it into little portions. I don't know also the term of it. Okay. And I couldn't do that as well. So I needed to go to check in regular one. It was not a good experience as well. It could have been easier.
What would you change in the machine to make it easier?
I mean, first of all, they need to arrange all of those items according to this. I mean, if they have some exceptions, like Izel said, like you can either put them into the basket or you can use a handheld device. But how can I know about this? They should be like unify those things.
Yeah. Yes. It expects too much from the customer to use the machine. Like I know which items are usually scanned or put in the box because I'm the one person people my friends send me to Decathlon to buy things for them. So I'm used to which items go where.
I mean, even an experienced customer can't really know which bank credit cards works and which bank's credit card don't work. Regular customer can't know about this.
Exactly.
Regular customers shouldn't know about this.
I mean, no one can know about this. No one. Even cashiers can't maybe not aware of it.
You know, in Turkey, every now and then, when you go to a store, like a small store in the street or something, there comes a moment when you are trying to pay with a credit card and the person who's supposed to take your payment doesn't know how it's used, so they yell at their children or something. And somebody else comes and shows how that device is used. So I completely agree with Enes.
But I know how to use those devices.
I mean, look,
So-
you're a cool person. You are not the ordinary customer.
Yes.
Like if Enes comes to my store, I wouldn't be like, oh, some customer came. I would be like, oh, Enes is here. He should have like tea or something. Don't you want some of my product, Enes? I would be like that.
Yeah, this reminds me that I forgot to close my window. Let me do that first, and I will say what I was saying.
Was that product placement? I think that was product placement. She's product placing the fact that she has a Mac over there, because if I said I'm going to close my windows, then I would have to, like, the recording would stop for me.
Yeah, funny. I was saying that the other day I went to the bazaar, like the traditional kapalı çarşı. Bazaar.
Ooh, Grand Bazaar.
In Bursa.
Oh, the bazaar.
The bazaar,
Like
yes.
the place where tourists understand when you say bazaar.
Yeah.
Yes. I went to that place in Bursa the other day, and for the first time in months, there was a place that didn't take credit cards.
Whoa, it
I
was
was-
only cash?
Yes.
And
It's been a while I've been to a place like that.
like in Germany, unfortunately, a lot of them are actually a lot of people don't take card, or there's like a limitation of taking a card. But I got so really used to in Turkey too, and also in the States, that like, you know, you can pay anything with card. But how was the checkout process for you when it was just cash?
Well, I had cash on me, so
Okay, good. You just gave the guy.
But Elif, I'm disappointed of you, because like we are not that young to not remember how we were paying in cash.
No. I was asking the question about like maybe better to phrase it, like,
yeah.
to compare it with your doing it on your own, to talking with an actual human, giving money and taking it back. I think it does emotionally creates a different understanding of buying. Like, yeah.
There was this talk like, hey, do you have 2,5 lira? And like I looked at my wallet, and no, I just have 1 lira, and yeah,
exactly.
that happened.
Like there's this kind of small gestures of like, okay, I want to give you a paper money rather than give you a lot of change. So if you give me like 50 cent of change or like 50 kurush of change, I can give you 5 lira in paper in return. Like these kind of like small gestures makes you feel like you're actually shopping. And there's an element of like bargaining. I feel like you cannot really bargain with the point out. Like you cannot say, hey man, I'm missing 10 cents on me. Could you let me pass? And you know, like, okay, 10 cents is nothing. Just take it. Yeah.
Yes. The other day I was buying a newspaper, and they were like, we don't have any metal money, so go ahead.
You can even get free stuff because people don't have change.
No, not free. Just
no.
2,5 lira daha az. I can't say 2,5 lira in English. Why can't I say that?
2.5 liras. It is so easy. Like, remember that show that with the Charlie Sheen and the little kid and the other person? Similar, except instead of men, it's lira.
But my mind just goes to 2,5 lira.
So of course, this is for our younger audience in Turkey. Back at the time we were high schoolers, 2.5 liras had purchasing power, and you were able to go to places and buy things with it. So it is like it is the sort of thing that you would be saying a lot, like, how much is this 2.5 liras? Like that was the thing.
2.5 lira were a pocket money for children.
Yes. It would take you over a day in school.
Mm-hmm. You can buy lunch and snack.
Yeah. It was half chicken döner.
Yeah.
And when she says half chicken döner, she doesn't mean like half of one chicken döner, which is 5 lira. What she's saying is chicken döner in half a bread. Like it's the whole product.
Yeah. Oh, now I want one.
Oh no.
Ezan break.
I'll close my window and hope for the best.
And end of the Candeniz's computer closes down.
Yeah. Now I have also closed my window.
No, we have to keep
But I'm recording from my iPhone, so it's fine.
Oh yeah. Welcome to the other side.
This episode is not sponsored by Apple yet, but like Apple, you have like two weeks or
If
so.
Binali was here, I'm sure he had something to say.
Luckily he isn't. So
Okay, let's get back to checkouts and
so I think Elif, you are enthusiastic about this money exchanging hands type of purchasing. So maybe you should talk about how you feel.
I want to quickly compare in person with talking to human versus doing it yourself in a machine in a way. But I'm now kind of comparing like in a farm markets or bazaar kind of environment and like a regular checkout store. And so I think there is this element of pressure that you feel in person and you don't really feel that in checkout yourself, like a self-checkout station in a store. Because even though it is really nice to talk to a human and, exchange, build a relationship, they become your bodega guy, they become your bakkal abi or whatever, right? Like you start to build an actual relationship with them. I feel like this can also lead to some sort of reciprocity between each other. You have to buy something if you enter the store, or I don't know, if you. Or like sometimes when they don't have the change, they give you chocolate instead, and you end up buying something still that you weren't intentioned, like you didn't have the intention for. And I genuinely feel emotionally there's that element of like a little bit of peer pressure, or like especially in the farmers market kind of situation in Turkey, it's really common to taste fruits or products. They will give you a sample, like even in the stores too. But now you're directly talking with the person who's going to sell you that, right? And you're in front of their whole stand and they have this delicious fruits. Let's pick plum, and you take the plum, you eat it, and it's nice. You taste the plum. Yes, the plum season is open, but you don't have the intention of buying it. But the guy is there looking at you. What do you want me to give you, brother? What do you want me to give you, sister? And then like kind of already started picking plums for you and placing them in the bag. Like half a kilo is right? Or do you want me to turn this into a 10 lira? Like again, back in the day, you can buy a kilo or more, like with 10 lira. But yeah, like so there's this kind of like you find yourself, it happens so fast without you noticing. Like, okay, sure, 10 lira is fine. I didn't have the intention of buying a plum, but yeah, now the guy has already prepped it up for me and you cannot say no and just leave it be. Yeah, I think you don't really have that when you do it yourself. So you can actually do a little bit more small, like quantity shopping or change your mind and leave it, or like I don't know. I don't know what you guys think about this whole comparison.
I mean, I agree with the experience. Izal, you go. I'll say later.
No, you. I was thinking about the time you bought cheese.
What do you mean? I buy cheese all the time. I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, but from the bazaar near our house.
It was the good cheese with the irritating person, right?
Yes.
Actually, I was thinking about the same time I went to the bazaar, but I was thinking about a different experience from that same bazaar. So what happened was we went to the bazaar with Izal.
We don't usually do that.
We don't usually do that, but like I think I needed something specific, and I thought I would be able to find it in bazaar easily. But we went there, and there was this guy who was selling these delicious, huge turnips.
Not turnip.
Like Turnip, Antalya turnip, in fact.
Is it turnip?
Turnip, pink, large, like
Shalgam.
I mean, maybe radish. I don't know the difference between radish and a turnip.
I think radish is smaller, turnip is bigger.
It was
Okay.
very big. Like it was the size of Japanese turnip, you know, daikon, big white things, but it was pink. And the guy sold them as Antalya turnip, and like it was so delicious. He gave us a sample. It was amazing. It blew our minds. We bought 2 of them. It was great. Like it was best turnip I have ever eaten in my life.
And you don't get that in a supermarket.
No. I have never seen a single that kind of turnip in a supermarket ever.
Yeah, no.
I meant the experience.
In the bazaar, there's also this mushroom person who only sells mushroom, like these 3 mushrooms.
Not the magic kinds.
No, regular culture mushrooms. They are called in Turkey. But unlike you, Elif, I actually find that very irritating. The type of guilt tripping people into buying stuff.
It's hard. I don't fully enjoy it either.
I am actually very grumpy at bazaars because I know if I don't act grumpy, that's going to happen to me too. I really don't like it when that happens. I don't like it when people force a purchase on me. I like to buy the exact amount that I want. Like I say, give me 20 liras of tomatoes. I never buy tomatoes from the bazaar, but it's an example. Give me 20 liras worth, and if he says, but it's like 25, I say, then remove some from the bag and give me 20 liras.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, same experience, but different connotations with me.
But like if we go back to the store, I still feel pressured sometimes. Like, you know, like I feel like I find myself buying things I didn't have the intention of buying. Maybe it's not directly as upfront where you see the guy and the guy is kind of pressuring you. But I think with design, which has been discussed, many like UX store experience papers and sort, that there is that kind of like a subliminal messaging which leads to shopping more. Which one would you like? Have you guys had those kind of experience in grocery stores or even like Primark or IKEA? Like these are meticulously designed to make you shop more than you intended to.
Izel is usually a prime offender on that regard. So maybe you'd like to talk about it. Or like Enes is maybe a good customer and he's able to resist the temptation.
Yeah, sometimes I don't remember if I said it or not, but sometimes in regards to having that temptation, when I'm like after work, when I'm coming to home, I usually have some stops that I visit prior to entering the house. So I just go little supermarkets that near on my on the way of my home. Like 1 or 2 of them at least. I enter them just to see what items are available on sales, what items are on sales, what are the promotional items, like just the ones near the cashier sites. I just want to see them, even though I won't buy anything.
So you see them, but you don't buy them.
Yeah, sometimes I buy them. I'm not gonna lie, but I have those kind of temptations. But on the other hand, whenever someone says me, like whenever a salesperson tries to use marketing tactics, traditional Turkish marketing tactics on me, I refuse them.
That was very predictable, Enes, because...
But even like when I'm going there to see those items, I think I still have the control over myself. I control over them, I think. I can decide whether if I'm going to buy or not. So I prefer self-checkouts in that sense as well. Like I'm a quite nice buyer. Like I really want to buy some things. I really do buy things without thinking that much. But whenever someone tries to sell me something, I refuse them.
I think the reason that happens is, Enes, the traditional Turkish sales tactic is shoving a particular item down your throat. Like the salesperson thinks item X is the best item in the world, and they are trying to shove it to you.
You will never find it anywhere in this bazaar like this one.
The objective isn't getting you in the store. The objective isn't giving you a lot of options to buy up from. The objective is trying you to buy or at least sample a specific thing.
But like, I'm not just thinking the Turkish streets kind of markets, but also like whenever I'm going to buy things, like it can be either like subscribing sports a gymnasium, a sports halls, is sports gym, gym. Whenever we are subscribing a gym, I don't like to go there and talk to salesperson there. I just want to buy it online. Like I know how I can, like, what are the sales, what are the promotions, what happens when I buy them. I already, like, even though I go there and buy things, I mean, when I go there just to subscribe, for example, I have already know what they're offering. So I don't really want to talk much. I just want to do the thing. Whenever they ask me to do something, I refuse them to add extras.
Yeah.
Like, I recently bought a glass, prescripted glasses. I have already know about the promotions they were offering. So I just go there. I refused the help. I select my glasses, and then I went there and select my glass type as well, and bought it. And also, like, I had they were offering some promotional sales as well on the second the sunglasses. If you buy glasses, so I have already know that and select my sunglasses as well, and bought them.
So emotionally, you are in this state of like, here's the thing that I need to do. I do a background research. I wait on it a little bit, and then I go and get it. So these are kind of like more thought through, more planned purchases. But how
planned purchases?
Yeah.
But like, I also need to add this. I didn't need extra sunglasses.
Okay. Okay.
Like, I'm my own salesperson in a way.
Yeah, like I especially find this really difficult when there are rules as online shopping, like there are some criteria that you need to fill. It can be also in the in-person store too, in the self-checkout section. It's like you need at maximum 5 items or at least 3 items. Like there are these kind of like numbered elements. And we talked about this in our previous episodes too, but like with like delivery grocery store applications over digital apps, like there is that limit of like you need to reach at least this amount of money, right? I don't know, $20, 15 euros, then you will have this free, or then you are possible to buy it. Like when there are these kind of rules, then I feel like, okay, I am not in control of this shopping experience anymore, because now I'm trying and searching for what I can add to my cart that can allow me to finish this purchase. And I feel like if you go back to the bazaar experience, it's in a way similar. The guy is telling you, oh man, you cannot get 180 grams of cucumber. We only sell like half a kilo, man. Like just get the half a kilo. Like at that point, you feel this, okay, I need to fill this criteria, whatever. It's only going to change 10, or less. Like, but eventually this accumulates. And when you do this regularly during a month or a year, you end up spending more than you intended to. I don't know what you guys think, but yeah.
Personally, it isn't even the money spending for me. When I go to, when I do vegetable shopping, the significance of vegetable will be evident momentarily. When I go to vegetable shopping, I usually purchase exactly the amount I need so that I wouldn't have to throw it out because they've gone bad.
Correct.
And when
Yes.
somebody is trying to get me to buy more than I need, I am immediately thinking I will end up throwing this to the trash because it has gone bad. And like the problem with bazaars is in Turkey, and this is maybe very like this is a very idiosyncratic thing. So maybe similar. I wouldn't think this would happen in Germany. Maybe it does. I don't know, but I wouldn't think it would happen in Germany. In Turkey, bazaars are a weekly event, sometimes bi-weekly event, but usually people go once a week, and they go, and a mother of 5 goes to the bazaar and buys stuff to feed a family of 7 for a week. When that happens, they end up buying some of the things with large quantities, like 2 kilos of tomatoes or 2 kilos of cucumber, that kind of thing. And I am like, sometimes I live alone, sometimes I live like 2 people in the house, but we aren't people who eat a lot of vegetables. I mean,
No,
that's
like
not strictly true, I guess, but like we don't do traditional breakfast, so we don't eat a lot of cucumbers and tomatoes. That's more apt.
Mhm.
So we need small quantities of groceries, and usually I like to when I decide to cook something, I like to go to the store and buy the thing there. Like I don't pre-buy things for a week. I buy things and immediately use them. I try to, in order to use fresh ingredients. So I buy small quantities, and they always give me these faces like, but that's such a small quantity. Like I said, I try to dehumanize the experience when that happens, and I try to treat the other person like a machine. You are a machine that gives me products in exchange for the money I am going to give to you.
Mhm.
We aren't friends. There isn't anything emotional between us. I just need X quantity of tomato, and if you are not willing to provide me with X amount of tomato, I'm going to the guy next door. So like I said, we have very different experiences with bazaar people. We have very different experience interacting with bazaar people. Like, I am not saying this applies to all. There are some very nice bazaar people, and I usually, when I go to the same bazaar, I tend to go to nice people.
Exactly. It becomes your person in a way, your cheese guy, your produce guy.
Yeah, but what makes them nice is the fact that they don't act like
Correct,
that.
yeah.
So, like, there is no point through our, like, when they do that, there's this beautiful phrase in Turkish, yüz göz olmak, becoming face and eyes. When they become face and eyes with me, I immediately move on to the next person.
Too intimate, yeah. But so like, if you go back to the markets though, like our general stores, like retail stores, grocery stores, how is your navigation is in there, like Can Deniz or İzel?
Let me start by saying this because I don't think İzel is gonna say this, even though she should.
What?
Whenever I go to a store with İzel, and when we go out and I come home, and in the bags there is always something silly that İzel bought while I was not looking.
I'm that person too.
Sometimes she asks when the thing is very ridiculous and cannot be ignored. Like one time she bought a huge lollipop, which wasn't filled with lollipop. It was a disappointing lollipop.
I was so disappointed. Yes.
I was so disappointed too. Like I think buying a huge lollipop, if it comes with a large number of lollipops inside, is a good idea. It's just that the product was a lie. It's a bad product. I don't recommend buying the large plastic lollipop in the store.
It had cheap and ugly toys inside it, so I
didn't have even candy.
It had one candle that looked so
pathetic,
sad,
old.
Yes, and so when I opened it and saw it was like that, I filled it with candy and put it away.
So you are, is that a kind of like Enes in a way? You want to try out new, funny, interesting things. You don't want to miss them out.
I am holding a giant lollipop filled with candy right now.
Yeah.
I think like this is a good episode title giant lollipop filled with candy.
But it doesn't tell you about the episode. But go on.
No, but it pulls you in though, right? You want to learn more about the giant lollipop filled with candy.
I do.
By the way, to our listeners, if you can suggest us a title for this episode, please do so on our social media accounts.
Yeah, I don't think we should do that, Enes, because changing names for the episode is bad for the
I
episode.
mean, we won't change, but they can suggest, and we can.
Okay, let's say that recommend us sound clips that we can share on social media.
Oh yeah, we want to do that. They can do that. Like they can say that particular part of the episode was very funny. You should use it as like if I say promotional material, it sounds like I'm outsourcing the job to the listener. That's not what's happening. What is happening is we are bad at marketing and we really need help.
Yes, our 6 listeners, please
Yes. Yes, like we love all 6 of you. Probably like 2 or 3 are probably within this group, but like the others, you are the true heroes of this podcast. Shout out to our 6 loyal listeners. But anyway, so buying something silly along the way is a sort of alien thing that happens in a store. Like this happens when she online shops too. She always says, I have bought the thing necessary, like we need, say, bread or cabbage.
Usually yogurt.
I bought the cabbage or yogurt, and along with it, I have also bought something dumb. and that dumb thing is usually some form of candy.
Sometimes it's drinks.
Of sugar, like sugary, very sugary drinks.
I kind of have that kind of like silly, dumb shopping bit more like IKEA or like Primark kind of experience when you're at the checkout line. You wait for it and you're surrounded with baskets and there are like fun, small things around you. I kind of find myself, okay, I will try this small, tiny thing on a basket and add it to mine. I think that's kind of a classical tactic of making people buy more than they intended while they're waiting. But like you said, is that like they make them look appealing or they look funny or they look interesting and colorful or and I kind of fail for it because it's usually not that expensive. So I'm like, I can add that to my cart.
No, IKEA is an interesting example because we usually go to IKEA during the New Year's time. And in that particular part of the store, there is decoration, like New Year decoration stuff. So what ends up happening was when we go there, we would like do the whole shopping thing, like with the meatballs and such. And at the end, people end up buying a few ornaments every time. It is funny because there are also ornaments in the entrance, and the entrance ornaments are usually not that commonly used.
We usually go after the holidays time, so the ornaments are discounted.
Next year.
Yeah.
But yeah, but what you said, John Dennis, is really important. It's at like right at the end while you're leaving the store. It seems to work better than the entry, and that's when they get me too. So what do you guys think that we are thinking at that point when we are leaving? Why there is this need?
I think decision exhaustion is a very real phenomenon. Like you get exhausted from all the decision making in the store and you just want to get out. So the part of your brain that tells you this is a bad idea has gone to sleep by that time.
Oh, I just remembered the thing. Like we should also mention the if you have spent over 50 liras, you can buy these items discounted at the register type of deals.
Yeah, that's true too. Do you want to buy a 10-pack of gums because now they are just $1.99 rather than $5.99?
Oh my God, that's such a sale. We should buy a lot of them.
Yeah, and that what you said definitely transmitted into the design, like the design of online shopping experience too. There will be always some sort of recommendation. Before you go, do you want to add fries to your already fried burger and 2 more sauce?
I was thinking about last time you shopped with us, you bought these items. Do you want to repurchase them?
Oh yeah, exactly.
The person who bought this also bought this.
I want to give the example that doesn't work. There used to be a store in our neighborhood, this grocery store, and apparently they had a problem with finding customers on the weekends.
Huh.
So what they did was, when you went there during the weekdays and bought something, they gave you these papers, and by using these papers, you can, like, if you buy, say, 100 liras of purchase during weekend, you would get like 20 liras or 30 liras off. That kind of thing. But they used to give them during weekdays, and they would only work during weekends, and I have never used a single one of those papers.
Yeah, since they are like so close to people's homes, and it's not a big store, so people just drop by there after work, pick up bread or yogurt.
It's not for the big shopping, but more for like on the go shopping. And I think what Can Deniz said overall, decision fatigue is definitely influencing us at the end. But I also think that there is this kind of appeal of like, oh, it's in a basket. Oh, it's a small item, so the price cannot be that expensive anyway. Oh, like it's just a lira or so. I feel like the selected items kind of close to those checkout points are also kind of appealing. And because they are seems accessible or seems not so unnecessary but fun, with you being tired and you want to leave and end this experience, you end up kind of getting them because you feel like, oh, what could it, like if there was an iPhone right next to a checkout, like you wouldn't buy it because like you wouldn't give the decision of spending thousands of dollars or euros in the go. But when it's just a euro, a Turkish lira or whatever, you tend to be more flexible. And I think maybe that's an also interesting thing, like the price range of items and what certain items after certain price range you don't end up buying.
I think there's an extra cynical element to the chocolate near the checkout store. I think the aim of that is when you are shopping with your children and you are waiting in line, your children would bully you into buying a chocolate.
Okay, as I might have mentioned, I was on vacation the other week, and we were at the beach, and there was a cotton candy seller, and his catchphrase was like, "Children, tell your mothers that you want candy." Çocuklar, annelerinizi kandırın, pamuk şekerci geldi.
Oh, yeah.
Children, trick your mothers. The cotton candy man. That sounds so dirty.
The cotton candy man is here. Trick your parents coming.
Okay, this is a good anthem.
Whatever. God, not the cotton candy man.
Actually, trick your mother's cotton candy man is here is also a good title.